And hit it.
Howdy and good morning. Welcome to Jay Thomas Radio and his Oklahoma News Review, where we take a few minutes frolicking through the news here in the great state of Oklahoma. Now set back a spell and enjoy the vocal warblings of Jay Thomas. Take it away, Jay.
Well, thank you, Johnny. Thank you very much. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Good news. We're doing some Oklahoma stuff today, and I think I'm going to concentrate on Oklahoma for the next few weeks because we have some things going on that we need to really take a look at. Keep an eye on. Anyway, welcome back. We have. Oh, hold on. Cece's not here again. We have the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay. So, the good. This was, let's see, when was this? This was a little while ago. This is March 6th, so 20 days ago, something like that. State Question 836, which is it's called the Jungle Primary, where everybody, and what they do is they flood the primaries with people. They get people, they pay people, like they'll pay a bunch of conservatives to run. It will interfere with getting a good conservative on there, and then they have two liberals. Is what happens. So this is used in Alaska and Maine. This is ranked choice voting. And they say, no, it's not. Yes, it is. It is exactly what it is. Here it is. This is from, what is this? Boop, boop, boo. Channel 8 News. Right here in Tulsa. Or right over there in Tulsa. KOKH. Open primaries will not be coming to Oklahoma anytime soon. State Question 836, which would have open primary elections in Oklahoma to all voters, where the top two candidates moved to the general election. That's a lie. Failed to meet the signature requirement to make it on the ballot. They needed 772,993. Where they get that number, I don't know. And they turned in over 200,000. But the following weeks of review, the Secretary of State reported that fewer than the required number were valid. And what does that mean? What does that mean? Over 25,000, over 30,000 were fake or illegal aliens, maybe, or who knows? Too many voters feel hopeless. This is Tony Stobe. That just you can get your independent candidate on the ballot right now. Anybody can end up on the ballot right now. There is nothing stopping that. Nothing. So listen to this sad sack. Too many voters feel hopeless and disenfranchised by the current election system, said Tony Stobe, an independent voter and one of the SQ 836 citizen petitioners. Over 500 volunteers collected signatures in winter storms. Oh, listen to this. It was so warm. It was 80 degrees. It was 80 degrees a few weeks ago in the winter storms. And through the holidays, because they believe all Oklahomans deserve a fair primary that attracts more candidates to run for office. You can get any candidate on there. This is all garbage. Let's see. Charles McCall took credit for the campaign not making it on the ballot. Good for him. He said that he led the effort in 2020 to modernize Oklahoma's initiative petition process, crafting reforms, blah, blah, blah. So, good. That's the good. That's the good news. Bad news is we are losing Mark Wayne Mullen. Yeah, everybody, we all have problems with, I have a problem with this thing right now. We all have problems with our whoever's in office, but imagine having two, which I think we do now. I think we do. Here. This is This is aggravating. Tulsa's Alan Armstrong is STITT's non-political pick of the non-political. That's a problem. That is a problem. He has to be political. We are in political time. Anything that's non-political is going to lose. Let me tell you something. STITT likes his illegal aliens. And he doesn't want to have illegal aliens taken out of Oklahoma. He doesn't. He's basically said that. So here's the this is from, who is this from? Oh, Steve Metzer, our old friend at Tulsa World. Alan Armstrong, a Tulsan long associated with Williams, a Fortune 500 energy company headquartered here, has been named by Governor Stitt. At a packed press conference held at the Capitol, Stitt announced Armstrong's appointment to replace, whoa, hold on. Something just happened here. Are we okay? Yeah. We just had a glitch. We've been having a lot of glitches, that's why I said that. All right, here. At a packed press conference held at the state capitol, the appointment is replaced, blah, blah, blah. He's 63, has never held an elective office. He looks older than 63. He will serve in Washington only through the remainder of this year, as he has agreed not to run as a candidate. Then what is he doing there? I bet you Stitt wants that office before he tries to run for president. Look at Stitt's face. Stitt said Armstrong, despite not being a politician, has a keen understanding of the nation's political landscape and needs. Sure, especially in regard of infrastructure development. What about illegal aliens? The Save America Act has nothing in this. Nothing. We need Congress to act this year on what? And Alan is the right man. His perspective and ability to bring people together. Again. Together with who? The Democrats? They don't want to be together. Haven't you figured this out yet, Stitt? He received many recommendations. Talked about the appointment with Trump and the Senate Republican Thune, who's useless. The governor decided fairly on, So this is something that, he might be a great guy. He might really know energy. He might really know what's going on, but he is not going to stand in and say, we need the Save America Act. He won't do that. I guarantee you. Well, I'm really glad I live here in the U.S., but we all have benefits of a large-scale infrastructure, but the truth is, it has gotten very, very hard to build large-scale infrastructure, and it is so critical. So, you know who we need to build a large-scale infrastructure? Illegal aliens. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. He is not going to, he's obviously, anytime we can get a season, it just blah, 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 blah. Here's what he's going to focus on. My short time in the Senate, this is from Armstrong. My short time in the Senate will be tightly focused on meaningful permitting reform to get American access to whatever affordable energy solutions they choose. Infrastructure is a foundation to growing our economy and ensuring American energy and driving initiative solutions the Oklahomans will always delivered. It's all just MBA gobbledygook garbage. He's not going to be political, and that's the problem. We need political people in there right now. And this was a crap. I guarantee you Stitt's running for this office. He can't run again. And he's been running around doing what? He's been running around, saying, look how great my tenure's been. That's what he's been doing. So that's the first, I'm not going to say, that's the ugly. No, wait a minute. That's the bad. Okay. The good one, the good was, question 836. That was good. This is good. That's good. Be happy. This sucks. Alan Armstrong might be the best guy in the world to work for. I don't care. If he is not going to be political, then he's no good. We don't need him there. And I wish Trump would stop stealing from the Senate and House, he doesn't have that many people doing, he does this all the time. He took like 7 people out of the House that he could have used. And now he has a 3-vote majority. What is he? Is insane? Why would he do that? He has to stop this. Somebody has to say, "Look, this is politics. As much as you hate politics, Trump, you put yourself in the middle of politics, and politics are going to be played by politicians. And if you only have 3 politicians compared to their other, you're only down 3 or up 3 politicians. You're going to lose. You're going to lose a lot worse, And I know having 7 or 8 or 9 or however many you had, that's not a big majority either. But it's better than 3. I don't get it. All right, so going back to this is really aggravating, and this is happening up by Gilcrease. And I know that a lot of people say that, well, that's North Tulsa, so it doesn't affect me. It will affect you, and it affects the people that live in the Gilcrease area. And there are some nice people that are in nice neighborhoods in the Gilcrease area, in that northern area, and they're about to get this plopped down in the middle of their neighborhood, and they don't deserve it either. This is from Kevin Canfield, our old pal Kevin, again at the Tulsa World. Here's the headline: long-awaited low-barrier facility to open by December of this year. $8 million are going to the new homeless shelter. That sounds so nice, doesn't it? All right. Well, it's called the Harbor too. It's like, oh, it's the Harbor. It's a safety area. It's a place where you can go to be safe in these stormy times. Let's call it the Harbor. Why don't we call it the Meth Harbor? Because that's about what it's going to be, folks. I have a thing that I'll get to later on, but this is... Here it is. City officials, foundation leaders, and service providers gathered at the former Tulsa County Juvenile Center property on Tuesday to announce more details on the long-awaited low-barrier shelter for the homeless to be built there. Now, when they say low barrier, they don't mean little walls. There's not like 3-foot walls surrounding it. It means other people, or the homeless people who have been kicked out of other facilities for various reasons. You probably guess what they are. Drugs, violence, gang activity. I don't know. These are the things that you get kicked out of, throwing wild booze parties. This is what you get kicked out of homeless shelters for. And let's continue with it, okay? It is truly one of a kind. Who is this? This is Gina Stilp. She is the executive director of the Ruth Nelson Family Foundation. Oh, I wonder who they are. Okay, well, we'll go on. The Harbor has a $17 million redevelopment project. It is announced that the Ruth Nelson Family Foundation has agreed to provide $8 million to the funding. This is the private, but it's not going to be all private. It's not. Here we go. It is truly one of a kind, not just because it provides 24/7 shelters with low barrier entrance. Again, that is a euphemism, and everybody thinks it goes, oh, low barriers, it's small walls, I guess. The very first of its kind in the city, but because of the incredible collaboration behind it. That's Gina Stilp. The project brings together the City of Tulsa private donors, the Tulsa City Council, think your money, local service providers, which will be paid by your tax money, and the regional chamber. Today we're here to celebrate the power of partnership. At the heart of the Harbor is access to attainable housing. The need to central to Ruth Nelson's life and her philanthropy. The new facility at 315 South Gilcrease Museum Road, which is right there. Right there. I forgot the other road that goes by there. It is scheduled to open in December, operated by the City Care of Oklahoma City. I tried to call there, and you can't talk to anybody. No one answers. I want to ask them. Here we go. This is what they're saying. Now, you got to remember, the low barrier means that anybody can show up and go there. And this is usually the people who have been kicked out of John 3:16 and other places where the homeless go because of violence, drugs, alcohol, I don't know, other things. You have to be pretty screwed up to be kicked out of a homeless shelter. Okay? You have to have done things that are not good. So here is Rachel Freeman, who I tried to call today. This is what Rachel Freeman says. I just want you to know that when people enter the harbor, that our primary role, first and foremost, is to get to know them and honor their inherent dignity as a human being. What if they have no inherent dignity? What if they have none? We're learning, and we're learning stories because we know the rapport is the way that we build trust. And when you build trust, we can get someone back on the path of self-sufficiency. That's a bunch of garbage. Ah, here it is. So it sounds a little woo. I know, but I tell you, I've seen it work. I've seen transformation over and over and over again. In the meantime, you're not... I want to know, my question to Rachel Freeman is this. What do you expect from the people that you are giving shelter to? What are your expectations from them? What are they required to do and not do? And remember, you have young kids. I know somebody in that neighborhood that's right across on the Gilcrease side. I know people there. I've done work in the homes there, and they have kids. They have children that run around out there. They have children that play. What is your requirements for the people that show up there at 2 o'clock in the morning? What are your requirements for them to stay there? This is exactly what people who think they we have good hearts. We want to do good things. And what happens is you get San Francisco. San Francisco is a complete mess. And Mayor 5 Cent, who is behind this, first of all, it started with the Blowberry Shelter started with Barnum and Bailey administration, the Mayor G.T. Bynum. And then Mayor 5 Cent picks it up and pushes it through. This is not going to be good. This is the ugly. This is you had the good, you got the bad. This is the ugly. Because I guarantee you something bad's going to happen. And it's because they are not going to be, they're not going to have any expectations of how to act, what is required of them, and they will be overlooked, and you're going to have drug dealing, you're going to have drugs coming into that, more drugs that are down there, and you are going to have violence. And it's not going to be, she thinks it sounds a little woo. You know what? These are really cute words from Rachel Freeman. But it's not cute. This is bad. Because there's nothing in any of in this entire story telling you, the citizens of this city, what they expect from the people that they are inviting there. Everybody in that community, I hate the word community, in the homeless community, All those homeless people are going to know exactly where that is. They'll show up there. They will expect beds, breakfast, lunch, dinner. They're going to expect, to be taken care of. And woe to you if you expect anything from them. This is not good. It's not good, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna email Mr. Canfield here in a minute, and I have a question for him because I don't see anything on here, anything in this story, nothing in this story. When anybody asks any one of these people, what are the requirements from the people you are going to house there, and what are the expectations of from them to the community, to the center? Because there isn't. There's nothing in here. It's truly one of a kind. Now listen to this. Is the closing paragraph. This is just makes me just roll. If my eyes weren't attached into my head, they'd be rolling around my head. This is City Councilor Laura Bellis, and she represents the district. Yeah. The community, and especially those who live and work near the facility, have come together to embrace it. Well, if you've embraced it, then you expect what's going to happen. Listen to this. I woke up this morning thinking about how we live in this time where we look at the news. We see so much cruelty and suffering, and how it is so phenomenal to be in a room right now where I look around and to see just a flood of community kindness. Everyone here is really committed to kindness and compassion, and that's a truly beautiful thing as we embark on this really critical journey with this space. You know what? I've had it with talk like this, because talk like this is how they shield themselves from any bad experiences that are going to happen to the people that live right across the road. That subdivision that is right across the road, right around Gilcrease, is going to experience higher crime. It's going to experience more drugs and more violence, and that's what this is going to bring. And they shield themselves with garbage like that. So, all right, more stuff, just more bad stuff, more ugly stuff. That's the ugly. And don't sit there and say you just don't care about the homeless. Yeah, I do. If you cared about the homeless, you would have stopped them from being homeless somewhere in high school. But I look at the high school. I look at the high schools now. I look at the teachers. I look at the people who run it, and they sound like this lady, this Bellis lady. And that's why we're in this. This is why we get the San Franciscos and now Tulsa. Tulsa is joining the ranks of these crappy cities. And Mayor Nickel, Mayor frickin' 5 Cent, this is another notch on his belt. He's gonna continue on to be another politician that does nothing. You want to see what Mayor 5 Cent? Mayor 5 Cent is just Chicago's mayor, but he's just learning how to be like that. It's disgusting, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you think I'm being mean. I'm not. If you really have any, a lot of people are going to be affected by this, and they're not going to be able to say anything because of garbage like this. All right, we're out of here. I'll put this up in a little bit. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm not. The harbor might be safe for the homeless. It's not going to be safe for you. Okay, people, I'm gonna go and find something to do. Oh my God! Look how late it is. Alrighty. Have a good Wednesday. Have a good hump day. Bye-bye.